So talk to a little bit about some, maybe some cases that you've had. Give us some examples of what's a case that you guys are looking for, and what makes a great client.
So, unfortunately, in my line of work, the better the client, the worse the injury. So now we handle. I've seen every type of injury, from the most insignificant, very minor scratches to people who have died in automobile accidents. As far as the type of stuff we see, I mean, we see everything from A to Z. Accidents happen. Most people don't realize how often accidents happen.
Are these mostly like motorcycle accidents?
Automobile accidents, could be motorcycle accidents, could be trucking accidents. Anything with wheels on it, you're on the road, people get hit. I mean, like I said, the most severe is a death case. If someone dies, hopefully the accident wasn't their fault. Because if it's not their fault, at least you could recover some kind of compensation. Now, you obviously are never going to make that family whole again, but every little bit helps. Our goal is, no matter how injured someone is, when someone's coming to us for help, they've been involved in an accident. Most people haven't been in an accident. They have no idea what to do. They don't know who to call. They don't know, should I go see a doctor? And we pretty much guide them and advise them from step one all the way through. Like I said, most people haven't been in an accident, so they don't know what to do. They call us. What should I do? Should I see a doctor? Should I go to my primary care doctor? Most people don't know that their primary care doctor is probably the least equipped person to treat an actual accident injury. People go there for cholesterol, diabetes, blood pressure, asthma. You got a cold, but you come there for an injury. They're going to say, okay, here's some Tylenol. Come back in a month. So a lot of times clients are, we're not just their lawyers. We're their support system. We're telling them, here's what you should do. They call us. I can't go to work. What am I going to do? I can't pay my mortgage this month. I lost my job. So we help them get those benefits that they could get wage loss claims. I need help around the house. We help them, fill out forms. We assist them explaining how we could get your own family members even help you if you're involved in a car accident, and they could get paid by the insurance company to provide that care for you. So pretty much from the very beginning to the very end, there's a lot that goes into it. And a lot of it is not even legal work. A lot of it is just helping the person get their life back together and just consoling them and talking to them and counseling them. And that, from the beginning of an accident to a settlement, like I said earlier, 2 to 3 years, you're developing a relationship with this person. This isn't something where someone pays you today for a service and you finish it 2 weeks later and you never see them again. This ends up being, a lot of our clients, turn into friends. These are long relationships, and sometimes we have repeat clients, unfortunately. And, they've been in an accident, they get in a second or third accident. And, I've had a few clients that every 3 years get into an accident, and I'm, for the last decade,
it's a guy, right?
So
fortunately,
yeah. So, and that's kind of how it is. And nowadays, word of mouth is a great source of business. Someone gets good service, they refer their friend. And that's kind of, I think, at the end of the day, it's, you're providing a service. At the end of the day, I'm running a business. It doesn't matter if it's a law firm, if it's an accounting practice, if it's a McDonald's, you're running a business. And at a certain point, it becomes, and this is the challenging issue, once you start scaling your business a little bit, it becomes more than, I'm just a lawyer. Now it's, how am I going to run this operation? Where before it was, I'm an attorney, let me handle this case. And now there's a lot more going on. So there's, at a certain level, there's a shift between you doing what it is that you started doing to management or beyond and above and that. And, when I started, it was, some months I made $500, and digging into my pocket, how am I going to pay rent? Savings, you really have to hustle. Now, on a monthly basis for already the last 3-4 years, we're settling 7 figures every single month in cases. And that's something that just doesn't happen overnight. That takes a lot of dedication. And I probably work more today than I did ever before in my life. So the more successful the firm becomes, the more actually time it takes. And to my employees, I tell them I spend more time with you than my own family. And after all this time, they are my family. It's who I see on a daily basis.
That's incredible, Vadim. I mean, I literally remember it like yesterday. You had just yourself, and like you said, it was you were the IT guy, the cleaning guy, and look at you now. So that is absolutely incredible. Um, Talk to us about, I guess, life outside of law. I mean, I understand you have three beautiful kids, family. How do you juggle the successful business and family at the same time? I mean, that's tough.
Um, it's hard. So I do have three little kids, um, 4, 6, and 7 year old, and a wife that also works full time. So we have a strong support system with my parents, with my wife's parents, and it's just a very close knit family. We are all of us, and it's hard. It's like I mentioned, I spend more time here than I do with my own wife and kids. So one of the struggles is, you know, when am I going to be home? Uh, it's not a 9 to 5 type of thing. The other day, my son asked my wife, if they could see me more during the week instead of just on a Sunday. So it's stuff like that that's people don't realize there are even outside of just the actual job, there's struggles to maintaining a business. And I leave in the morning. I drop off the kids to school. I may not be home till 7 o'clock, till 8 o'clock in the evening when it's time for them to go to bed. Eventually, the goal is obviously to be able to have the business run itself, where I am able to dedicate a lot more time to my family. But my wife Danielle, she's been, the most supportive person ever. And when her and I met, I was just going out on my own. So when we uh, first met back in 2012, I was just starting my own law firm. There was a lot of, you know, how are we going to have a relationship? You can't even support yourself at this point. So it's, from day one to today, there's outside forces that weigh very heavily on you being able to be the top performer. And like I mentioned, the more successful you get, it doesn't make those things easier. Not necessarily. That's what people see, but they don't see all the struggle on a daily basis. People, they go home 9 to 5. Some people work 9 to 2. They see their family every single day. I'd love to do that. I can't. But then people might look at me and say, oh, look, he's the owner of the successful law firm. But they don't see the other side. They only see the end result, not anything in between. And that's what most people, I think, don't understand.
Well, that's incredible that you. I mean, it sounds like you do have a balance, and you're trying to commit to your family and the business, and those are the two most important things for you. So I commend you on that. That's awesome.